Good morning, Monarchs! Today we are gonna talk about Animal Crossing, and I know it seems kind of out of place, but I'm getting back into Animal Crossing again. It's that time of season again where I suddenly just want to play Animal Crossing again. Except, even though this happens to me every single year, I've never really felt the motivation to completely act upon it. I've always wanted to, but I could never find a reason to actually play it. Until this year. This year was a little different. I don't know what it was about this year that made me want to really get back into Animal Crossing again, but I ended up finding out why. The reason was a lot more interesting than I expected, but we'll get to that in a second. I kind of want to just talk about Animal Crossing for just a second here, and also more specifically my island. As you can see, I've been in the process of remodeling my island after not touching it for over 3 years, and there's something about going back to your island and just seeing everything you've accomplished and everything you were proud of at the time. But honestly, even at the time, I wasn't super proud of my island. I just couldn't find the motivation to rework some of the parts that I didn't really find as good. But after all these years of not playing the game, coming back to it again, I started to question why I even made the decisions that I did to begin with. So I reworked a ton of the island, and I did a bunch of stuff that I personally would have never done at the time, and I think that's super interesting that I did something, that I thought of something that I didn't think of before because I was closed-minded. Now that I'm looking at it from a different perspective, a more open-minded perspective, I'm able to rework parts of the island into something that I've always wanted, but I never knew I wanted. So right now, I'm kind of experimenting with elevation and what it really means to elevate and what it represents. So for me, elevation, going up, always signified a sense of power, a sense of authority. You're seeing something that's higher than where you are right now, and it's got a kind of a sense of importance. For the most part, though, I've just been removing a ton of elevation off of my island because I want the parts that are elevated to be important. And at the same time, I also wanted to go back to what my island's roots were, to be inspired by Animal Crossing New Leaf and its strip mall-like design here. So I wanted to expand upon that, and I ended up turning this entire section right here into an entirely new part of the strip mall, which now houses a ton of new shops, places to sit and eat, and it just looks so good, and I'm really proud of it. This is the second biggest update I've made to the actual strip mall section of my island. The first one was this section over here, where you can see that I made a little waterfall and a small little pier. This was probably the most that I could think of at the time to kind of expand upon the original idea of the island. But inevitably, I do want to expand up here where you can see there is a ton of empty space. This is where I'm gonna add a bunch of fake shops that look something like this, so then it just feels a little bit more cramped, feels a little bit more interesting. And that kind of leads me to the next point that I wanted to talk about, which is the overwhelming feeling of playing this game sometimes and just overall doing all these tasks. It can feel overwhelming to do a lot of work on your island, especially since it'll take time. But that's what I think is the most important part of this game, is that it does take time. And no, we're not talking in-game time, we're talking real time. If you want to build a bridge, it'll take a day. A lot of people think that it's inconvenient and just a waste of time, but I think that we should look at it in a different light. What I think is the most important part about Animal Crossing is the fact that it does take time, and it's less about what the finished product looks like and more about what goes into the finished product. It's about the time that you took to be able to create the thing that you are finally able to show off after a while. And yes, sometimes it can feel a little bit discouraging to see someone else's island and it is this most gorgeous thing you've ever seen in your life. To that I say, don't let that discourage you. You should instead take inspiration, take parts of other people's creations and learn about how they use these techniques and these new creative ideas to make their island look as unique as it does, and put a new spin on it yourself. This is how you create. This is how you make new stuff. This is how you motivate yourself to create something unique. I think a lot of the reason why people stopped playing this game to begin with was just because it stopped being popular, which, I don't blame them. This game came out at a time where we all had a lot of time on our hands, and this game sort of gave us a third place to be in and just hang out. And honestly, I think we should bring that back. I think we should bring back that sense of community, that sense of belonging to a place, a sort of like third place, a lot of people just want to see results. They just want their island or their project or whatever else that they're working on to just instantly become good. And I think that happens way more often than it should. And it really sucks because a lot of these people are very gifted and very talented people, but they just don't know it yet because all they think about is just the results. If they don't see results immediately, then they give up. Then they put something down and put it away and never pick it up again. Motivation isn't a given, it's an enforcement. You have to tell your brain that you want to do something in order to get the motivation to do it. I know that some people find it extremely hard. A lot of people find it extremely hard to start something, but you have to start something in order to get the motivation to do the thing. I want you guys to be able to look at something, see that it's hard, and see that it'll take time to do, but still make time to do it, and do it in little bits. It doesn't matter how long it'll take to get to wherever you are, but you will start seeing improvement. If you start working on something little by little, even if it's just for a few minutes a day, you will start to see improvements and you will notice things can change. Always gotta trust the process. So I really hope that this video helped a little bit. Alright, that's enough for today. I will see you guys in the next one. I'm also not gonna apologize for posting this rather later than I would usually. This channel is whatever I want, so I will talk to you in the next one. Goodbye!